just like to clarify my position on the entire Wallstreet Bets, GameStop fiasco I spoke briefly about yesterday. Now, firstly, I'm not a stock market guy, nor have I ever claimed to be. When it comes to investing, I invest my money in tangible goods and things that will still be of value or use to me in an economic collapse or any other type of situation. That's just the way I am. It's the way I've always been. I invest in gear. I invest in, equipment, machinery, toys, whatever, things that are, I like things I can touch and use. And that's where I put my money. Or into business ventures. So, and really, to be honest with you, I've always been wary of the stock market. Just the way I was brought up. The stock market always seemed like kind of a scam and a way for the rich to rob the poor, which obviously, as we all know, it pretty much is. That's pretty much what it's all about. There's a certain group of people that control banking and these trading companies, and they make an awful lot of money off the backs of the rest of us. And I've just never wanted to be involved in that because, being a young adult when 2008 happened and seeing all the people losing their homes and all the destruction that caused, I just never got into it. I just didn't feel right about it. So after I got done recording the Intel report last night, I started taking a bit of a harder look at this scenario, and pretty much right away my optimism started to fade away. And by optimism I meant, I said I was loving it that these stock people were getting fucked over. But I think it's far too early to know exactly what's going on here. But I don't think it's out of the question or beyond the realm of possibility to suggest that this entire event could very well have been a setup that's being perpetrated by the big banks and the Wall Street elites. Just like the scam they ran back in 2008 that caused the the recession back then. Especially when you take into consideration everything else that's going on in the world right now. It's not beyond stretch of the imagination that these people would engage in a scam like this. Not at all. And when you see, the lengths they're going to right now, it's entirely possible. I wish it wasn't, but my senses are telling me that it is. So what does this mean for us? The answer? Not a whole hell of a lot. If you were already preparing for this kind of thing, not a lot. Obviously, preps like other goods and services would rise in price, in an economic collapse situation. But if you got yourself pretty well squared away right now, you don't have to be so concerned with that. Your biggest concern is going to be those who aren't prepared. So, like I've mentioned in previous videos, there's a clear move to accelerate drastic political, social, and economic changes in countries across the world, using the COVID-19 pandemic as a Trojan horse of sorts to implement these things upon the people. This blatant accelerationism on behalf of the global elite is unlike anything we've ever seen before, which is why in yesterday's threat assessment I listed government, NGOs, and the central banks as the number one threat to us right now, because they are the ones at the helm directing this perceived crisis, and to be quite frank, totalitarian response which is destroying our economy, our national sovereignty, and robbing us of the fundamental freedoms that we are all born with. So like I've said before, the number one way that you can give the middle finger to their entire system is to withdraw and not take part in that system at all. And you can only achieve this through preparedness and a self-sufficient lifestyle. Until next time, this is Warhammer Survival. Odin out.